My name is Ken Wallace and I'm the manager at Seasonal Concepts, which is at 122 Redfern Street, Redfern. We are a florist and we also sell and hire old wares. Our bent in the old wares department is pre-1950s Australian, so it's a little bit like an encounter with Grandma's kitchen and Grandpa's garden shed. We're trading into our 4th year now, so we've been open for 3 years. I suppose the highs were throwing the door open 3 years ago, and as a result of that we saw a lot of other businesses opening, new bars, new restaurants and other small businesses along the strip. It's by far the closest community that I've ever experienced. I come from a country town, so it's the closest thing I've ever experienced in Sydney to being a country town. People you know you by name, they buy local, they shop local, and we find that there's a network across businesses that are doing the likewise, so they support each other, which is fantastic. You know, if we were doing something floral and we're doing a particular event and it might be needing fruit and veggie, we would order that locally. If we were catering for a function that might be being set up in here, we would use a local caterer. So we try and keep it within the fold of the local businesses. We've done book launches, product launches in terms of stationery, jewellery, fashion launches in terms of fashion accessories. So yeah, it's a fairly, there's no question about it, it's a unique venue here in Sydney, so it creates quite an interesting edge for people who are looking for something to hold an event. So there is some sort of seasonality to the way our services are offered. From an event point of view, there's constantly events going on with different products being launched. You know, we're into winter of 2013, collections are already out there. So, you know, we've been asked for florals with winter colour palettes for next year already, so that's already done and hosed. So there's a whole range of activities that are going on. So we're more than just a standard florist, because we cater for that crossover into helping to assist with style. Probably one of the most interesting one was a wedding, and we had 30 tables and we did 30 different designs for each of the tables, and that included a combination of old wares and florals. Each of the tables was, by the bride and groom, was dedicated a lead, and each of those tables was designed to reflect that lead person or central person's personal passions. So one guy who on the lead table was a yachty, so of course everything was nautical on that table and reflected in the content of the floral as well.
Wow.
Another one was an artist, an oil artist, so we did you know, paint brushes and palettes and old tubes of paint in bottles and things like that. Largely affordable. We were on the belief that Redfern was misunderstood or misrepresented. In doing our own homework here, we never found it to equate with any of the or reflect the social stigma, I suppose, that has been associated with it from the past. So we felt very comfortable about moving in and setting up something here, and perhaps the uniqueness of coming into Redfern 4 years ago worked in our favour. Yeah, I think the proximity to the city, the closeness to amenities like the railway station, Green Square, Mascot area. There's a lot of residential stuff around here. You've got a lot of big, you know, the papers, magazines, so the print media, Technology Park. There's a lot of diversity in our neighbourhood without considering the backdrop of the city. So the neighbourhood south is booming, you know, even though the city is sitting right there on our doorstep as well. Probably when I have questions or a feeling for what's going on in the community or in businesses around what's happening with council, like developments for Green Square, what's happening. I can ring a member of the council and very quickly get an update on what that progress is or how slowly that's moving. So it's a great network for finding out what's going on without having to surf 1,000 websites or read 1 million reports and things like that. But as a small business working on your own, I don't have the time to go and dig deep into do the research and find out exactly what's going on. You know, so from that point of view, it's a great pivot point for picking up information that otherwise would take a long time to acquire.